Us resellers, we're a bit of a different breed. We like to enjoy our R&R a little bit different than other people. I tell you, there's some people who look at some of the things I do when I have time off and go, really? But I love it. So I'm going to get into what I mean in just a minute. My name is Ann, and I've been reselling with my husband Bill for quite some time. And let me tell you, sometimes we do some crazy stuff with our free time. Let me just start off by telling you a little bit what I mean here. Have you ever gone on a walk? Maybe you're walking your dog, I don't know, maybe you're just walking around the neighborhood to get some exercise. And on the side of the road, you see a pile of garbage. Do you just happen to be like, what's in that pile? Is there anything worthwhile? Yeah, might be a reseller. Or maybe you see a dumpster full of boxes. Do you go run and get them? I mean, we're always thinking about our business. It never fails. So that's just a little bit of what I'm talking about. Are you scrolling on Facebook looking for that deal? Just sitting around watching TV and it's up. It's always up, right? That's your R&R time. What other crazy things do we do? We're going to look at it even further, but I'm going to pull an item real quick. We do have a lot of good items going out today, so I do want to get started with it. The first item that I have going out is actually an Old Navy jean jacket. It isn't something I picked up. I don't usually pick up Old Navy as an item to resell, and it's been listed for quite some time. But it was my daughter's and she was getting rid of it, so I listed it. And let me show it to you. For one thing, my daughter's a little tiny thing, so it is a size small, so it's not the most popular size in the world. But it's in really good condition. And so it did end up selling. It sold for $15. And the customer did pay shipping. But it's a few extra bucks in my daughter's pocket. So not a bad item for just something that's been sitting around. Next item is a record. I'm going to go grab it. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Bloodwind Pig, A Head Rings Out. I don't know. Somebody had a humorous picture there. That sold for $19.80 and it was free shipping. And I'm going to grab one more. This one's by Dockin. It's Tooth and Nail. This one is $45.60 free shipping. All right, some other things that we do that some other people might think are a little strange, but we have fun with. So we clean out storage units a lot, or we go to rummage sales or wherever, thrift stores, and you find these old toys. Well, they got to be tested out, right? I mean, it wouldn't be any fun if we didn't have a little fun testing out the toys. So we'll do that. Old technology. My husband is addicted to the old 70s, 80s, you know, the record players, the speakers. I mean, those big old box speakers. Yeah, we got a couple of them around here. He loves playing with that kind of stuff. And what about the records that he's playing? Instead of Apple Music, he's running an old record player. These are a little, like, we get into our collections. You know, some people like trains, some people like Barbies. But we get into these collections and we play with them like they're toys, just like when we were kids, which personally, I don't think is a bad thing. Let's pull another item. Okay, the next thing that we sold is Snap-on. It's a 12-piece set, 3/8 inch drive, 6-point shallow chrome metric sockets. And Snap-on is that professional grade tool. If you've watched my other videos, you know my husband left the automotive field, and so he's selling a lot of his professional tools. That's just one of them. It's a full set and good money. You know, if you can buy them at a good price, $118.75. The customer did pay shipping. This next one is pretty unique. Let me grab it. All right, it's also pretty heavy. So I'm going to read off the title for you first, and then I'm going to show it to you. And forgive me if I'm not very good at this. Maybe I don't know if I'll get the name right. Vintage Detston Surveyor's Transit Level. It didn't have a tripod. It does have the case, but it's basically a vintage surveyor's transit level. So it's a surveyor tool, but it is heavy. And it sold for $111, and the customer actually paid $22 in shipping for it. So let me show it to you. So this is the box it came in. It's a wood heavy box. It did used to have a leather handle. The tabs of it are still there, but it's not there anymore. I'll open it up now. Pull it out. It's a heavy, heavy duty box. But here it is. It's got this thing that hangs down from it. You know, it's pretty interesting. It's extremely heavy. So when I ship this, one thing when shipping heavy things, you better make sure, let me get this in here right. When shipping heavy things like that, you better make sure you have a strong box. Some of the shipping boxes are not strong enough to handle it. You might even want to double box it, use extra tape. Sometimes I'll put extra cardboard below. But you do want to make sure the box can handle the weight of whatever you're shipping. So this is an OEM boat part, Mercury again. It is a water pump kit. And this sold for, that was a pretty good one, $67.50. Customer did pay shipping. I will say we were very fortunate with the fact that we found a storage unit full of these vintage boat parts. They've sold very well. And I have to say, we have been very lucky. Other things that resellers do for R&R time. What are you watching on TV? Are you guilty of watching those haul videos? I really like Taco Stacks, Paper Moose, Red Dirt Resale. And now we're starting to show some of our finds too. So don't forget to watch those videos and like them. Please subscribe. It helps. But that's our guilty pleasures is we love watching those haul videos. We love the storage unit wars and, you know, people coming back with what they've found. I know a lot of the clothing resellers will bring out what they sell, and you know, there's a lot of good ones out there, but that's part of the fun, right? The other thing is, how often do you hit those thrift stores? Do you just do it to find inventory, or do you just enjoy looking around the thrift stores? Is this a hobby for you or a business? I don't know, but we started getting into this. Honestly, when me and my husband first got together, we were dating. We would go to rummage sales when we had our first apartment and we had to get everything we needed for it. We went to rummage sales. We started off spending our R&R time together, rummage sailing, and then we went to auctions and estate sales, and it just got deeper and deeper. Now we're even going to mile-long rummage sales. I mean, it's how we spend our free time. We talked about how you're running through Facebook Marketplace all the time searching for stuff. Are you scrolling those eBay comps too? I know I do. I love to see what the highest sold was, and sometimes I end up on a bucket list. Maybe I should actually make an official bucket list. I always have things in the back of my head that I want to make sure I find. But that would be sort of cool. What's on your bucket list? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. And it doesn't have to be valuable. It might just be something strange or something that you remember from your childhood. You know, it isn't always about making a buck. Yes, for me, I do need to put that into consideration. But a lot of times I just buy something because I'm drawn to it or I think it's fun. And that's part of the fun. That's part of the treasures. Here's one for you. What about reading all that feedback? I'm not talking about the red ones with negative feedback because I don't think many of you guys have a lot of those. And I don't have a lot of those. But it does feel pretty good to go through and say, best item found, or I've been looking for this forever, or I remember this from when I was a child, or it was packaged so well, or great seller, thanks, and fast shipping. It's almost like motivational posters, and I don't know, maybe we'll have to make some of those into motivational posters, and I can pin them around and you guys can see them all around while I'm doing my videos. What do you think? Should I do it? I don't know. We'll think about it. In the meantime, let's pull another order because we do have a lot going on today. Okay, we have another boat part here. This is a bushing assembly, again, Quicksilver, which is for Mercury boats. And this sold for $27. Now, we did give free shipping on it, but it won't cost too much to ship that. Here's some more of those professional grade tools. This is a Snap-on 1206 GS combination drive 6-piece square drive adapter set. And it still has the tray in it as well. This sold for $125 and the customer paid shipping. It's amazing what is paid for these tools, you guys. So in one of my other videos, I talked about the video that I talked about where I said, don't throw in the towels. It was really a rough week for me. I had a bunch of returns. Well, I did sell in one of my other videos, I resold one of the manuals that was returned. I also sold one of the pocket knives that was returned to us, and it sold for $33.25. It was free shipping. I honestly think the guy just didn't look at the pictures well enough because he put on there like ordered by mistake or something. So I was glad to get it out the door again. Hopefully it doesn't come back this time. Another thing that us resellers do, we end up enjoying a lot of the things that we thrift, like playing puzzles or games that we have thrifted. You know, a lot of times we find games that haven't been around and not in production for years. Or how often have you gone to the store and bought a board game? They're just not as popular as they used to be, but some of them do sell pretty good on eBay. And you want to make sure you get all the pieces anyways, so what a great way to do it is by playing that game or doing that puzzle, and it's great R&R time. The other thing is we have a camper, and sometimes you don't have the best internet service. So those DVDs, well, we actually buy them every once in a while to run in the camper. We don't need it often, but every once in a while. And I know a lot of people are starting to buy DVDs so that they don't have to have streaming services like Netflix and things like that. Or they just want their favorite videos on there. So that's another way us resellers tend to spend our R&R time. Here's a lot of 3 Ruckers, Elvis Costello. They didn't sell for a ton, but $26.60. So that was worth bundling them together. It was free shipping. This one's Ian Dury, new boots and panties. Sold for $20 free shipping. Wondering how competitive you guys are at those resellers. We're a little competitive. Well, do you spend some of your R&R time competing? What about going to a thrift store and finding the best item and who can sell it for the most money? Not a bad idea, right? Trash to treasure competitions? Flea market flip type ideas? Have you actually had a competition, went in, picked something up, and who does everybody like the most out of the item that you repurposed? Or can you sell it for the most money? That's a lot of fun competition. Another thing you can do that would be fun is a scavenger hunt. Somebody can make a list of all the items that you want to make sure you find at a thrift store and who can find the most. That's a pretty good competition. That would be fun and something I might have to do. The other thing is who can find the craziest outfit? So me and my husband did this one. We found crazy outfits for each other, and I think I gave him the crazier one. So you can see it. We even did the craziest outfit with a theme. We did a 70s theme. Saturday Night Fever thoughts? All right, next item on the docket was this actually came out of that storage unit, that Marvel themed storage unit. And this is a Smith & Wesson gun case holder, and it sold for $25 and the customer did pay shipping. This next item is a catalog stand. And if you worked in offices or maybe a parts supply store when you were younger, if you're my age and you worked there when you were younger, they had on the counter all these catalog holders that would display the catalogs so that you could look up the part numbers. Well, that's what this item is that we sold. So here it is. It's got the wings to hold it. And then it's got, oh, am I actually holding it upside down? It's got the binder clips to hold all the catalogs in it. So this sold for $80 and the customer did pay shipping. We actually have one of these that is very similar, still in stock, and that one's pretty cool because it says Mercury on the back of it. But these came out of a boat storage unit. I did not put that one on this channel because honestly, we weren't really going with them very much yet on doing the storage unit cleanouts. And my husband has a channel too called Funner to Do It. And he put that on his channel because it's all outdoorsy and it seemed to fit his viewer audience. They really enjoyed that. So we figured we'd put it over there. But if you want to check it out, it's called Funner to Do It. And also, as much as I enjoy all the reseller fun too, you know I enjoy the outdoors. That's what his channel is about. So I help him with that one as well. As much as we enjoy having the competitions and stuff, sometimes it's just fun to be creative and maybe revamp an item, especially if you're just starting out, or maybe you're redoing a guest room or something. You know, maybe you and one of your friends or significant other can go out together, find a piece and redo it together. If not, maybe even enjoy doing that yourself. I mean, it's a great way to have some fun and have a creative outlet. And I'm not talking just furniture. The big craze now is taking older clothes and revamping it into something new. Go on Pinterest one of these days. See some of the things that people are doing. It's actually pretty neat. I don't know that I have the patience to do all that, but I like the creative outlet of it. I like a lot of the things that they have come out with. Might be something to check out. You might enjoy it. one thing that I do, and I have done in the past, is, are you guilty of thrifting a gift? And honestly, it's got sort of a bad rep to, oh, you don't want to thrift a gift. But honestly, you can find some really unique things. You can find some items that maybe they couldn't have afforded unless you did. I was able to give my sister-in-law a diamond chip tennis bracelet years ago, and I would not have been able to do that if I didn't get it in an estate auction. And I knew she would love it, so I got it for her. When we were younger, and I tell you, I've told you guys this before, the whole reason eBay has helped us so much through our lives. When money was tight, we would go to Goodwill and buy some Christmas gifts because it wasn't going to happen that year. And it didn't happen every year, but there was one year that was really, really rough. I went to the thrift stores and I found some gifts, and my kids never knew. They never knew. Their friends never knew. The other thing I did is you can find some really unique, cute gifts. When you're trying to do those teacher gifts, the sporting coach gifts, and all these gifts, or family gifts, when you have a large family, it can get expensive. What about going to a thrift store and getting like a mug, and like I found this Reese's mug, and fill that with Reese's Pieces or Reese's peanut butter cups, and putting a bow around it and making it something cute. You can really be creative and you can find some really neat gifts if you plan ahead. You do need to plan ahead. We're still in summer, but if you find something now that really seems to fit somebody you know, there's nothing wrong with pulling that out, holding on to it, and who knows, maybe it's a Christmas gift. So just keep it in the back of your mind, but I enjoy thrifting, I enjoy sourcing, and I come across a lot of things. Like my brother always loved Mad TV when we were younger. And I found a magazine with Mad TV. Guess what? I saved that for him, and when he came down for a visit, I was able to give it to him. Or just sending small gifts. My mothers are getting older in age, and they don't get out and about a lot, and they like to get a little something in the mail. I can find little gifts to send them for just no reason. And so gift giving can be a really fun way to spend your time. Let's pull another order. Okay, this is a OEM part again, Quicksilver, so Mercury. It is a switch assembly, and this sold for $25 for shipping. All right, I already had this wrapped up, but this took forever to sell, you guys, and I didn't think it would take that long. It is a lot of 10 Fisher-Price Little People figurines, and it's got Joker, Robin, Superman, it's got Santa, it's got all different characters, but it just didn't sell. And so it basically went on discount sales. It sold for a whole $8. The customer did pay shipping, so not bad, and I'm happy it's going to go to a new home and somebody can enjoy. Summertime usually equates to road trips. A lot of people think of road trips during the summer. Not that you don't do it other times of the year, but it is nice to get out and just take a nice drive. And me and my husband have done road trips just for the purpose of thrifting. We'll get in the car, we'll head towards, I like going like towards Charlotte or Atlanta, Columbia. I mean, we'll just go out for the day and thrift, or even go overnight. We'll make a weekend out of it just of thrifting. and it's a great way to source. You get out of your comfort zone, you go to new places, and I feel like you actually get fresh eyes on things. You look at things differently, and it's very fun. I mean, we enjoy it, so we do that as part of our R&R time. One time on Facebook, I love this idea. One time on Facebook, somebody said, what about a party bus for thrifting? I'm like, oh, that would be so cool. So let me know if you think we should ever put together a party bus for thrifting. I think it would be a lot of fun to get a group of like-minded people together, and we can just go around thrifting and then maybe get some lunch and have a really good time. It sounds like fun to me. Let me know about what you think. This record's called Mind Funk. This was actually a repeat buyer of ours, and he paid $52 plus shipping. Or I'm sorry, free shipping. $52 free shipping. We earlier talked about how me and my husband picked outfits with the theme of the 70s. This vinyl is called Living in the 70s. It sold for $20 free shipping. So we had a whole bunch of vinyls by Chick Corea, and they weren't going to sell by themselves. But we put them in lots, and we made 2 lots, and they were 6 records each, and they sold for $35 free shipping, but each one went to a different customer. So each customer bought one for $35 free shipping. So this is another boat part by Quicksilver, OEM part. It is the Commander 2000 side mount remote control. This sold for $270, and the customer paid shipping. Not too bad. This is another repeat buyer. This is called the Poppy Family featuring Susan Jacks, and it sold for $19.99 free shipping. The last item that we have going out today is a Mercury service manual again. It's for models 1825. That sold for $15, and the customer did pay shipping. We recently went to the Peachtree 23 mile-long rummage sale. That was a lot of fun, and it's fairly close, so we go to it. But, you know, it's just a fun day out. The other thing that we have been thinking about going to, and we did decide not to do it this year, we might do it in the future though, is how many of you guys are going to go to the eBay Open? It is their 30th anniversary. eBay is 30 years old. And so it's the 30-year anniversary, and it's August 12th through the 14th. So let me know if you guys are going to go. I don't know. We have a lot of fun with our reselling business, and we try to go and enjoy life and have fun as much as possible, and we do a lot of it because of the business that we're in. So let me know how you guys are enjoying your R&R time. Are you the rare breed? Like a reseller? Do you enjoy these things as well? If you're not a reseller and you enjoy these things, I think you really need to consider becoming a reseller. In the meantime, happy selling.